Hi guys, I'm Dave, for those of you that don't know me, and today we're going to talk about Project Cagney and the amazing figures it made on a live Mahker dyno. So what we're doing right now is checking things like gearbox levels, transfer box levels, diff oils. It's been on the dyno, it's had some really strong runs. I've done 105 miles or so in it yesterday. So we just want to check everything now because everything's brand new and we don't want to have a mishap of something out of an oil in or something running low. The customer's aiming to collect this car on Friday, so I want it tip top for him. We don't want breakdowns. We hate breakdowns. So here we are in Project Cagney. So this is my second drive since having it back from a live tuning. I've not given it any beans yet because I wanted to check things like the oils, the levels and things like that. And from first impressions, so much smoother. So Gary has got the torque curve, I want to say nigh on perfect, if not better than perfect. It's, I don't know, it's just, I almost want to sit back, because I'm sure you're aware, I'm comfortable. I feel like I'm in an armchair. These Recaro Classics, they're just so comfortable. I feel like I'm sat, comfortable in bed or, a real snug armchair. So I'm really happy with the layout of that. I'm just going to let the engine warm up to about 70 degrees, get some heat into it, and then we can start opening it up. So, just a little bit about Cagney. So, Cagney was originally planned a couple of years ago with the intentions of building a vehicle that is a gentleman, but also, let's say, with a twist. The old classic Cagney's film style. So when I was introduced to that by James, he was a quirky character in the film, a bit sneaky, very powerful, bit of a wolf in sheep's clothing, if you like. So that's what we went for with this build. So the exterior looks beautiful. Everyone that's seen this car over the last couple of days we've been driving it has commented on its aesthetics, how nice it is, how sharp it looks, how beautiful the colour is. My partner Gemma said, she goes, oh, I love the colour of that car. She said, it's different, that is it. And we borrowed the colour from Aston Martin. And we actually had an Aston Martin Vantage in a few weeks ago at our friends across the road in the estate there, Creed and Shaw, and I can understand why he chose this colour. It's just perfect. So I'm going to open it up a little bit now. She shifts. I've given this car our 360mm 6-pot brakes up front and 330mm 4-pot brakes on the back. They are AP racing calipers, only the best for my high-end builds, guys. I really do like these brakes because they're a branded product that screams quality. It's derived on a racetrack and we've made them work on a Defender. This is a 6-speed. You've got the option of knocking it to the left and going into sport mode. You can paddle down, you can paddle up. You can pick the revs up, pick the revs down. If you want to go manual mode, guys, and give it some real beans, which I will in a moment, it's pretty leery to say the least. So this has got 750 Newton meters of torque. For those of you that know your torque figures and know your brake horsepower figures, this car has nearly got 3 times the amount that it started with. So we're sitting at 70 miles an hour, guys, and it's like, obviously it's noisy, we've got the soft top up flapping around, but the car is happy, it's stable, and if I wanted a bit more, I'll hit kick down, and it just pulls, and pulls, and pulls. really happy with this car. It's In fact, I love it. So after driving this, I was going to build, for those of you that have been following my channel, we're building a vehicle at the moment called Project Sterling. It's going to be a military 110 Wolf. And I was going to go manual MT82, but after driving this, I've gone, you know how much fun an MT82 is? You know, when you're in the desert and you're having a good thrash. But this has really, what I love is this. So look, I can put it into manual mode. I can cog down the gears, pick myself the ultimate, let's say, acceleration gear, and drive it as aggressively and just knock it back. I tell you what, the 0 to 60 of this thing, I think if you drove it hard, guys, which I'm not going to, it's a brand new built vehicle right now, so I'm not going to push the boundaries too much, but this really does accelerate, guys. It's good, I like it. So a little spec on this car. Suspension, this is an on-air suspension, so we've got the ability to fully dump the vehicle, put it onto its bump stops, or we have the ability to rise the vehicle up 3 inches for off-road. We can adjust the ride height, so if the customer came back in a few weeks and said, Dave, can we just go a little bit lower, or can we go a little bit higher? There's some heavy bumps where I live and I like to hit them hard. You know, we can fully calibrate it to suit your needs. The other thing that I like about this car is the 2.65 pre-runner shock. So these are the same shocks that I would spec for a heavy overland vehicle, but we valve these to suit this vehicle. So we set them to carry road manners, if you like. So you know what the country roads are like, especially near where I live. You hit a bump, it's not acceptable, bang, and it's like, you feel like your steering wheel's going to come off. So this car will eat those bumps up. And the most importantly, guys, is stability. Like, when you're throwing a car around, I like a car to feel confident on the road. I don't want it to feel like a boat and you go around a corner and you feel like you're on a jet ski. I want the car to go around the corner and slide. I don't want it to, you know, wobble and shake. And some people refer to things like, oh my God, my Defender's a jacked up boat. And it's probably why you won't see jacked up Defenders on my channel, guys, because I find them unsafe more than anything. It's what I like about air suspension. You can play about with it. So this is a Dakota. It's one of the latest Dakota ranges. This allows everything to be seen. So we've got oil pressure, fuel capacity, we've got voltage, and we've got temperature. What I love about these gauges, guys, is that if there's ever an issue with one of my clients' cars, you can call me and we can almost diagnose it from looking at those dials. So great bits of kit, highly recommended, especially when engine converting a Defender, guys. Not to blow my own trumpet, but my team has done an epic job with this car. From the Alcantara dash to the Halo install, the custom center console, exactly how the customer wanted it. He wanted clean lines, he didn't want my phone charge, he didn't want anything busy. We've just got an electric button for his e-brake, and we've got a lovely billet surround. So simple, minimalist, functional. You can get 6 in the back, guys, obviously 2 in the front. This is a really cool people carrier, if that's what it's built for. And it just cruises. It cruises effortlessly. I like it. Really do like it. It's going to be so cool in the summer, you know, sides up. Maybe even take the canvas off, drop the window screen down. That'd be a cool rig for the summer. And the nice thing about this one as well, we've gone with all brand new accessories on the heater. So this has got a TD5 heater box, and it actually works. It's keeping my feet nice and toasty right now. This car is just, it reminds me of, sorry, there's someone that can't drive in front of me. It reminds me of a vehicle that's, it's definitely that wolf in sheep's clothing. Just listen to that. That's not even in sport mode, so let's go sport mode, let's have a bit of fun. Right, so that's fast enough for a Defender, guys. So I'm doing the speed limit, and just wants to go. It's like, oh, let me go. So what we did with Cagney, we shipped it to Gary at Alive Tuning, and him and Stu strapped it to the dyno, and they went to work. So the first power run was, I think, like 306 horsepower or something like that, and I think they extracted, let's say, 350 horsepower and 746 newton meters of torque. I was so happy when Gary sent me that picture. I was like, well done, boys. My customer wanted 400 horsepower, but the challenge with Cagney that I set to Gary was, right now I can accelerate. There's hardly, you can't even see where the exhaust is, guys. It's smooth, it's clean power. So it's not like the TD5s you see, belching smoke out and destroying the environment and, I don't know, ruining things. So this car, it's clean. It's not bad to be behind. So when we made Rodent to start off with, Rodent was a 200 TDI, and we have to turn the fuel up on the old TDIs to make power because they haven't got the sophistication that the BMW's got and the modern engines in order to trim it down, you know, and truck it in as and when it's required. So a lot of people didn't want to ride behind Rob and myself in Morocco, but this car is clean, guys. I would quite happily tailgate this car if we were going around a trim, and it's like now you put your foot down, there's no blooming, there's no nothing. She just wants to go like a scolding cat. But so I'm happy. This end result, you know, Gary's ticked that box. The temperature's sitting good, we've got good oil pressure. I'm happy. So we're now 128 miles in. I want to get 200 miles under the belt of this car. We've had it on the ramp this morning, we've checked it through, we've gone through the oils, the fluids, the filters, you know, making sure that everything's right, everything looks okay. We had a tiny little weep on the thermostat housing, that's cured. So BMWs have these little plastic clipping things that they're really good, but you have to get the O-ring absolutely perfect. And if an O-ring isn't sat just right, it'll weep, guys. So this is what, you know, this is what these test miles are about. So I'll get back to the workshop now. We'll get Darren and Louis and myself, and we'll get underneath the car, get round it, pop the bonnet, and we'll check it. You know, we see what's going on. Really happy with it, and I'm looking forward to seeing what my customer thinks when he takes delivery of this absolute monster. So it's a cracking bit of kit. Oof. We need to sort these country roads out. Jesus Christ.
What's in the box, Dave?
So, Dave called me the other week and he said, Dave, I've come into some money and I want to treat Ewok. So, he wants to go to the next level with suspension. So, we're spoiling him with some Tractive. This is the track kit. So this is, you can't get much better than this, guys. Look at that, stainless steel turrets, beautifully crafted, amazingly engineered. So these are going to go on this car. So what we're going to do, we're going to bring this car up. It's currently lowered. It's lowered 2 inches. Dave's complained that he's getting older and he's getting a bit stiffer. So he's asked me to make the car a lot more comfortable, but a lot more versatile. So we can hit a button on the dash and go race mode, and then hit a button to go country road mode, if you like. So that's exactly what these shocks do, and it's what they deliver. So we're on about number 4 of these now, I think we fitted for clients. Fantastic product, guys. So if you want a shock absorber that's fully adjustable, at the flick of a button via CAN, these are the shocks for you.
Margo has just done its first 3 metres. How does that feel?
Yeah, so this is Mahker's first Series 3 4-cylinder petrol to grace the workshop, basically. So it's a monumental day for Mahker. So we're launching a new range of Mahker classics, and this is number 1. So this is Project Margo, owned by a local chap from Cheshire, and this was originally his wedding car, and it's got a really good meaning to it. So it's a series with a meaning. So I'm going to take it for a little blip and make sure. Way up. It's very on or off. There's no comforts in this thing, and this steering wheel, I think it's going to grow on me. You got oils and everything?
Yeah.
Quite a quirky little thing, this. I don't like having no heel contact. Feels alright.
Yeah, I'm gonna get it rolling.
Put the top on, get one. So, update on Project Margo. So, Darren's been really busy this week, finishing the wiring and getting this to a standard of nearly completeness. We used an Autosparks loom, and nothing comes with wiring diagrams anymore. We had nothing to go off. This car was in bits when it came to us and stripped to 1,000 pieces. So it was like piecing together a puzzle with no direction. So we've got a head around it now, all tip top. I'm building one of these at home as well. So everything that I've learned from this will be handy for that one. But this one, so this is an ACR, this is an oversized engine. So it's been bored, performance cylinder head to help it breathe. So now it can run on modern petrol fuels. We've gone with an SU, upgraded carburettor, an inlet manifold, the 4-branch manifold, if you look down here. We have developed our own one of those, so check out this next photo. I wasn't quite happy with how that style is, so we went with like slip joints on our own system, and I'm really happy with that. So check out this next photo. That's the one at home. That's called Project Molehill, and I'm really happy with that, how that manifold's turned out. We've got to do one little tiny tweak, and then they're going to be available for sale. But this one, guys, really happy with it. We've gone with a P38 steering conversion because our customer's wife wants to drive it, so we've given him the all-important power steering upgrade. We used a mini power steering pump. If you come here, you notice here, this is the mock-up one, so ignore that. That's basically just there for mocking up purposes, second-hand unit just to make sure and test, test the process if you like. We've come up with some nice laser cut mounts, so they'll be available as well for those that want to do it at home as DIYers. And what else have we been up to? We've come up with some nice stainless pipe work. Pete's did that for us, the heater pipes, as you see that run around here. So we're not a fan of seeing, rusty steel pipes that get corroded. And it's all well and good painting something, but in an engine bay, because there's heat and cold all the time, things get corroded and they just go rusty fast. So nice stainless steel pipes made out of 316 stainless, and a lovely Ali Sport cooling pack. We've still got to put the cowl on. There's lots of little snags to do. We're just waiting on a couple of parts to come, and then this car will be hammering around Cheshire in the near summer. So if anybody wants something like this, guys, don't be afraid to get in touch. Check out the nice leather interior in the back. It's just folded up there, but it's a lovely antique chocolate leather. We've done some nice little mods, so you're looking here, we've gone with a nice modern battery cradle. Yes, it's not original and all this, but we want these cars to be reliable, guys, and we want to be able to access things nice and simply, like modern day fuses, so they don't get corroded and break up. We've gone with, later grommets. Yes, it's not going to tick all the boxes of the original rivet counters and stuff, but we don't want these to perish, guys. We don't want them to fall and corrode and wires get arced, etc. So we're trying to bring the Land Rover Series into the 2025 technology period, if you like. Like, anybody can do a restoration, guys, let's face it. But who can do a restoration that is next level? And that's what we're trying to do, is make things retro mod, effectively. So People can drive it. You haven't got to maul the steering wheel around. You know, we've used a Defender Puma column there, Puma ignition. So things are modern. We're not relying on old stuff that's knackered, effectively, and all these lovely galvanised bits. So this 90 is a great example of how a project grows legs, guys. This is Project Honey. So this was coming into us because the Puma engine was making this noise. It was like, sounded like a steam engine. Those of you who know, I don't like Puma engines, and I've got good reason not to like Puma engines because I work on them daily and I just despise them. So the customer came along and said, Dave, I want one of your M57s. I want it reliable, I want it powerful, and I want it to outlive me. I went, perfect. Gave him my 250 horsepower recipe, and when the vehicle came in, we looked at the chassis, and it was meant to just be a chassis restoration. And we looked at it and went, oh, it's too far gone, and I'm going to show you now. The rear right spring hanger was hanging off. The rear cross member, you could put your hand through. And what really upset me the most is the customer turned around and said, Dave, it passed an MOT 3 months ago. So it must have been one of those MOT shops. Anyway, it's come into us now. We've blasted the underside of the body. We've put a new seat box in it, guys. Under the back end, we found some corrosion. So what we've done is we've welded in some new aluminium plates, as you can see there, because all this was corroded. You know, when you get aluminium galvanic corrosion in between the steel and the aluminium. So Pete's welded in some plates there, both sides, and we treated it to our 3-stage paint process. So hopefully that will look after the underside of this vehicle for the foreseeable future. If you come out here, I'll show you the chassis. Every chassis comes with a glory hole. Right, so this is Project Honey's chassis. So if you come around here, this was what we initially saw. And this is a Puma 2.4 TDCi, guys. This is not something old like a TDI. And then check this out. Look at that spring hanger. Look at it. All right. Look. This passed an MOT 3 months ago. Comical, isn't it? I won't share the registration because I don't want to put that garage in trouble. But this is what we're up against, guys. And people think, oh, Dave, you're a good salesman. You keep adding extras to my list. That's factual, guys. I can't hide that. Look, everything is corroded. So what we've done is we've got him a Marsland chassis. We've just blacked it, and the lads are just about to get it rolling. Another thing we noticed as well, look in the next photo, and Alan that owns this car, he must have thought I was like driving him mad, and he cracked me up yesterday. He said, I hate opening messages from you, Dave, because when Tom was blasting yesterday, he blew a hole in the diff case because it's that corroded. So he's had to have a new rear diff case, axle casing, sorry, and when we've done that, you know us, we don't like putting used components back into nice new cases, so we've gone with an ATB upgraded rear diff as well. So Project Honey is getting reborn. So this is the new chassis for Project Honey. So what I showed you earlier is the old one, and it's very tired. This is the Marsland one that's been painted and all blacked, ready to go onto the car. So we've given him some galvanised front radius arms, which is a must with every chassis swap. They just look nicer, and we complemented them with Super Pro bushes and stainless hardware. Our heavy duty turrets with 7005 shocks. A lot of you noticed that I run these shocks in a lot of things. These are my go-to shock now, guys. So if you want best for money, they're £200 a corner, and by far the best shock you can buy currently on the market. So what we've done on the back, we've gone with like galvanised spring seats, powder coated rear shock mounts, heavy duty rear arms, Super Pro bushes again, and that is with the new Winchester gears, ATB and pegged rear diff for the all important strength and for coping with the BMW M57 that we're going to give you. So the body's going to go on this afternoon, and hopefully we'll get this project out the door pretty soon. Yep. So what you saw us doing there, the red rope stop, let me grab another one and explain to you. So this here, the reason why we loop that round the drum and then back onto itself in that formation, so it creates a choke. And the idea is, say John who owns this car was lowering him down a descent, say, for argument's sake, and he got to the end of the rope, the car wouldn't just go, if that meant, run away from the rope. So it means that the rope stays. So that's why it's called the rope stop. So the rope stops on the drum. People like Gigglepin, etc., they have holes that are actually drilled into the drum where you locate onto grub screws. That's another great idea. Saves the faffing around of threading it on. But the nice thing about this, it's synthetic, so it's gentle on the rope. And what we're going to do there, we're going to leave that on the car to settle for a few days, and then I'm going to wet it. And then I'm going to pull that rope back off again, and then I'm going to set it using the forklift. So we're going to pull the vehicle onto the rope that basically makes it nice and tight, and it'll basically be ready for when John needs to recover himself or recover somebody else. So there you have it. So guys, that's the end of today's episode. Thanks again for watching, and if you haven't already, please like and subscribe, guys. We're trying our best to grow this channel to help you guys with some assistance and some good tips and a bit of entertainment. For those of you that have got deep pockets, Project Churchill is for sale. Serious inquiries, guys, drop me an email at info@mahker.com. This car has got some serious pedigree. There's an LS3 under the hood, packing 500 plus horsepower, a 6-speed automatic, a beautiful interior. And for those of you that know, this car did some interesting things at Hammond's drive out day. So if you want it, give me a call. Anyway, thanks again for watching. I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.